3 people are dead after a crash involving a KC fire truck. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brad Stevens.
And I'm Carolyn Long. That crash happened late last night. The car and the fire truck ended up going through the front of a building in Westport. Until 2 months ago, that building was a nightclub.
KCTV5's Betsy Webster talked with the brothers who owned the Riot Room, and she joins us live from the scene. Betsy, are crews still out there tonight?
Well, the board up and cleanup crews have left, but there are still barriers blocking part of the street and the sidewalk because it is just not safe to walk below yet. You can see that they have boarded up that section of the building below that had been destroyed, but the top is still wide open, so there's still a risk of collapse. The owners of that club were devastated to see what happened, and they can't help thinking about the what ifs.
Bizarre to think that, when it would have been a couple months ago, I would have been in that room.
Dallas Guchenritter asked that we meet a few blocks away because he can't bear this sight in person yet.
It's gut-wrenching.
He and his brother grew up playing music in the space that was the Hurricane before they turned it into the Riot Room a decade ago. They closed in October, in part because of pandemic-related financial strain. A Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. would have been showtime.
Where everything went through would have been right where this stage and area where people would be watching a show would have taken place. And I think a lot of people could have been hurt or killed.
I was pretty much right in front of the building.
A man who drove up just after the crash saw the building collapse brick by brick, just as firefighters were climbing out of the pumper truck wedged into the building.
It seemed like it came down in pieces, like it was like a whole bunch of rubble, like just bricks just falling down. It's like cinder blocks kind of just falling off, but like one after another.
Police say the pumper truck was north on Broadway running its lights and sirens when it passed through a red light, colliding with an SUV that was heading west. The force pushed both vehicles into the building, killing a man and woman in the SUV and a pedestrian caught in the path.
It's extremely sad, and our hearts go out to the people who died.
An upsetting course of events that Guchenritter knows would have been much worse if the pandemic had not pushed him out of business.
Judging by what I've seen, most of those people wouldn't have lived to tell the tale of the evening. Would have been a lot of people.
And police have not yet released the identities of the people killed. Reporting live in Westport, Betsy Webster, KCTV5 News.
Thank you, Betsy.